Welcome back. Fresh off the heels of the previous video on the 19-inch large neck 9-pin K7000B, we have another one just like it. 9-pin, 19-inch, and this is definitely the brown PCB with the ribbon cable. So we have yet two K7000Bs in a row that were part of this lot of 4 that I got. And you can see here it says 9-pin, 19-inch, and it says was dropped, and it says take spare. So I think it's very likely this one has been sitting for 18 years as well, because it's all part of the same lot. And I can already tell, I have not opened this yet, there are 2 connections here on the frame, so I'm wondering if this one has that same mod with that resistor on it. This one here from the previous one, this 470 mega ohm resistor. I'm wondering if this is on here as well. We're about to find out. So let's dig into here. What does this say? Holy cow. Service, something service of Newton. Newton is a city close to Wichita here in Kansas. June 11th, 1997. Is it possible this has been sitting on a shelf or in this bag since 1997? I wonder. That would be amazing if it is, or if it has been. That would only make this about 5 years old. 5 or 6 years old. Here's something I've never seen before. That's interesting. Get that out of here. Well, here we have it. It absolutely does. Look at that. Here it is. Both of these had this mod in it. Now, I don't know what this is for. They've got the ground wire, or they got the frame grounded through a 4 mega ohm resistor going to the focus circuit of the flyback. Now we found out from the last video that affects the heater voltage, and it affects the focus, because when I removed this resistor on the last one, the flyback, the screen pot brightness increased slightly, and my focus was fixed, where the last one I had to have the focus completely maxed out to the right to have it somewhat being focused. It's about 98% correct, but I couldn't get it to 100%. It was maxed out to the right. Now you shouldn't have to do that. It should be set in the middle. And if you watched the previous video at the end there, I figured out that this was the cause of that. After removing this resistor from the circuit, I was able to get this back to the middle and have it be 100% focus. And also, after removing this resistor, my raster lines showed up after adjusting them out. With this still installed, after removing it, they came back. So this affects the heater voltage, and it also affects the focus. Now, I don't know why they would do that. Why putting that? I don't know. I've never seen that before, never heard of it. In all these years, I've never seen documentation of this being in there. I don't know what that would be. I don't know the science behind it, but the chassis functions much better without it. So I don't know if this was done to make it more compatible with a specific type of monitor, or really to extend the life of something. I don't know, but I'm going to remove it from this one as well, because without it in the circuit, I have proper focus adjustment, and I don't have to have the screen pot turned up as high. So we'll take it out on this one as well. I don't know what this shield is for here. I don't recall ever seeing a 7000 ever with this shield on it. But otherwise, it appears to be exactly the same as the previous one. I don't see much difference. It's got, the caps are all original, so it will need to be rebuilt. Of course, I'll go through and reflow and do everything I can normally do. But you can see here that the caps are absolutely original. There's one there with the glue still on it. All of these, yeah, there's absolutely no chance that any of these have been replaced. So, yep, all original. Very good, very interesting. Let's take that out of the way. The back side, no one has done any work to this. We've got the normal heat damaged area here, or heat treated. We'll have to fix all of that. So just like a carbon copy of the last video, I'll have to go through here. No one has touched this. This is a truly unmolested PCB. And you can see here again, it's, oh wait a minute, this one's different. Look at that. P447 Charlie. This must be a variant of the previous one, P447 Charlie. That's odd. Okay, but like the last one, we have the 50-60 Hertz pot on the face instead of mounted vertically behind there. We have all of our wires seem okay for our remote board connection. Everything on the neck board seems okay. Let's zoom out. Everything on the neck board seems okay. We got our resistors kind of close. We want to spread those out a bit. Yeah. Well, I guess what we can do is, let's get my zip tie here and tie this off like we always do so we don't break any wires. All right. And let's go ahead and cut this out of here like we did last time. Like I say, I'm not sure what this is supposed to do because the chassis functions much better with it removed. If anybody's ever seen this before, you know, let me know. I'll hang on to these in case I need to put them back in, but I don't think that they'll need to go back in. I don't know what the idea behind that is. But it's not, it doesn't appear to be detrimental to the operation of the chassis. So let's cut this open here like we did last time. Yep, that is absolutely the same thing. Let's just clip. Now we got two. And let's go ahead and adjust our neck board pots. These here are much more secure than the last one. Okay, those all seem alright. Let's inspect our remote board pots. And they all seem okay. This one's got some type of blue glue on it. I've never seen that before. The black level here, I don't know what this is all about. So this is proving very interesting. All kinds of stuff going on here. Let's inspect the back of our neck board. And our DAG ground is missing altogether. There's no wire there. They've got this ground here that goes to the chassis frame. So as long as it's grounded, I mean, it should work. We can take the DAG wire from the tube and touch it to here, and this is going straight to here. So in essence, that'll create the ground loop. It doesn't actually have to be soldered to the neck board. As long as the neck board is grounded to the frame and the frame's grounded to the DAG wire on the tube, or vice versa, or any kind of way, shape, or form, as long as it's all together in one ground loop, it's okay. So I may end up putting a wire on here. We'll figure that out later. But yeah, now that we have this done, this is still soldered together on this end with the protective heat shrink over it. I'm just going to leave it like this for the time being. I left the other one like that. And what, you think they used enough glue on the shutdown pot? Look at this. Are you kidding me with this? Look at this. Are you kidding me with this? That's that's a bit ridiculous. Holy cow, I've never seen that much glue on there before. I was going to remove this off of here. I don't know what purpose it serves. I don't think it serves any purpose. Yeah, I need my other screwdriver here. This will work. It's not a heat sink or anything. Not sure what purpose that serves. Do I have... Oh, come on, really? Ugh. Oh, you sumbitch. Let's do it the hard way. Really? Is that a quarter? It is a quarter. Alright, well that works out. Yeah. I don't know if that's supposed to keep these wires in place or what, but I don't know why they did that. So I'm sure this serves some type of purpose, but I've never seen one with it on there. I'm sure someone probably took them off like I did just now and never put them back on. But I'm not worried about it, so we'll set that aside. And yeah, otherwise this appears to be unmolested. And it looks to be complete. And the back side has all the normal issues. But it's a lot better than the last one, considering. Okay, so I guess what I'll do is I'm going to go ahead and cap this. I have, I believe, let's see, 7400 vector monitor parts, 4900, 7400, U5000, Geo7, Sanyo 20EZ, Neotech 2515C, 20EZY, Geo7. I don't have a K7000 cap kit? Well, that kind of puts a damper on things. I may have to piece one together. I could probably do that. I've got everything that I need here. Huh. Well, that's unexpected. I could have sworn I had one. Let's go through this again. 20EZ, 2515C, 20EZ, Geo7, 5000, 7400, 4900, 4900. Nope, I don't have one. Well, that sucks. 200. I don't even have a filter cap. Well, dang it. We may have to go ahead and just do the reflow work on this, and I'll cap it later. That's probably what we're going to have to do here. Is let's. The inspection is good. So, this is why This is why they glue these down from the factory. You can see here that this just wobbles around. I don't see any glue on it. And yep, it's loose. We zoom in here. You can see it moving right there. So it's connected, but it's loose. So let me go through and do the complete reflow and rework that I need to do for this. And I guess I'll have to order some cap kits and get that done later. And then we'll go through and do all of our testing like the one before, the video prior to this one, and then we'll just fire it up the way that it is and see if it works. If it's good, then I'll order a cap kit, cap it, and we'll put it in the inventory. But if it doesn't work, we'll have to troubleshoot. But I did notice this just now. Somehow this is damaged. All of these are lifted. What the hell? Well, I called this unmolested, but it looks like I'm completely wrong. I never inspected the bottom side. I inspected the top. But as we look here, all these are lifted. The whole trace is lifted. You can see under all that. Oop. It's always a bit too far. Come back. There you go. Look at that. It's holy cow. This is lifted here too. Look at that. I can fit my blade under there. That's all lifted there. Oh, this is. It did say dropped. It said dropped, didn't it? Yeah. Okay. It said it was dropped, but the traces are all intact. They're just all lifted. I can fit the blade under there, so that one's lifted up. This one's lifted up. I mean, they're not torn or broken. This one's damaged. Did that get moved? No, it's intact. Huh. You can see someone has put a jumper here across this leg of R98 to the horizontal width coil. Someone's done that because this is all lifted. You can see my knife goes under there. So, yep, that's quite interesting. So let me go through and do all the inspection and reflow work and repair and everything on the bottom side. And I'll come back, and if there's anything way out of whack, I'll show that, and then we'll do our testing. And just fire it up the way that it is, and if it's good, then I'll just do the cap kit later off camera and add it to the inventory. If there's something very wrong with it, we'll troubleshoot. So I'll get all this work done here, and then I'll cut right back, and we'll do all of our testing, so stand by. Alright, so all the work is now complete on the bottom side, reflowing, inspection, everything that needs done and rework on the bottom is done. On all the areas that were lifted, I didn't really do much because there's not much to do. The trace is intact. All the traces are intact, not broken or torn. They're just lifted, so there's not much really we can do, but it is all intact and seems to be okay. I reflowed and reworked what needed to be, so the bottom is actually good. So if we go to the top, we're ready to start testing here. I did add a ground wire here for the DAG wire, soldered it to the back, so we've got that taken care of. We're good on our little mod here that was cut off because it's still protected by the heat shrink. It's probably better for me to simply remove this red wire and take the black wire and put it directly into the neck socket. But for now, for testing, it'll go ahead and it'll be okay for like this. I may fix this properly when I do the cap kit, assuming there's no other problems. But for now, let's go ahead and get our testing done before we power it up to make sure we're not going to have any problems, or that we shouldn't have any problems. And by now, we should all know what to check, so I'll go ahead and just do this like we always do. Let's go ahead and test our rectifier diodes. Okay. Okay, those are all okay. R103, 3 ohms, that's good. R104, 15 ohms, that's good. Let's see, R101, 5.3. It's usually between 4.5 and 6, so that's good. We've got, this should be 1.8, which is what, R96 is 1.8. If I'm 1.6, that's fine. 3.8 for this one, I think. Oh no, I'm sorry, 280. Should be 280. This was R97, should be 280. Yep. Then we have, man, that's just flip-flopping all over the place. Let's move this back to the center position for our horizontal centering jumper. All right. Okay, anything else we need to test for? Oh, yeah, we got R89, should be 3.9. 3.8, close enough. All right, that's all for that. Let's check our HOT. 0.5 and 0.5. Our C36. Check it the other way. See, there we go. There's our 0.5 voltage drop. It's odd though, because on the previous chassis to this one, we were reading the 0.18 something or other, like we're reading through the B plus resistor. But this one is the reading that I'm used to seeing, the diode voltage drop, because it's connected to the HOT. So yeah, so that's a normal reading. So C36 is good. There is no C69. Our width cap, C38, make sure it's not shorted. It is not shorted. That's what we're checking. Our D13 is good, 0.5. D14 should be about 0.3 something. 0.26, that's fine. It's not. We're just checking to make sure it's not shorted. R91 should be 1.2 ohms. 1.4, close enough. And our voltage regulator across pins 3 and 4 should be 220 ohms, give or take. Yeah, 203. Each one's slightly different, and that's reading across the B plus resistor. Yep. So our B plus resistor is good. Our voltage regulator is not shorted. That should be it. We got R103, our rectifier diodes, our ceramic resistors, all of our film resistors. C38 is good, C36 is good, D14, D13. We can check D15, although it shouldn't be. Yep, that's 0.5. Oakley dokley. Everything on the back is secure and good. Resolder, refloat. Everything on the top is present and verified. Power. Yep, all of our pots are secure. I think we're ready to test. And like I say, if we have an issue, we'll try and troubleshoot the issue. If everything is good and whatever, if we have an issue relating to caps or something obvious in caps, like partial collapse or something like that, we'll know something we know the cap kit will fix. We're not going to worry about. If it's something we know is not related to caps, we'll try and troubleshoot. But I think we're ready to test. So let's get it on a tube and see what we get, how it turns out. To get that fuse out of there. There you go. Now the fuse holder is kind of corroded, but not too bad. Original fuse. Yep, original fuse on both of these. All right. Well, I think we are ready. Let's get it on the tube and cross our fingers, and hopefully we can be 2 for 2 on this lot of 5, including the G07 that's dead that I don't have a tube to test with. Yeah, hopefully it works, and I'll just order some cap kits and cap this one and add it to the inventory as well. Alright, get the tube set up and let's see what happens. Okay, we're ready to go. All hooked up. We got anode, neck, yoke, ground, video, and power. Everything is secure. We got our test pattern generator. We're all hooked up. Let's turn it on and will it power up? I don't know, possibly for the first time since what, 97 was it? I have no idea, but I imagine they wouldn't put a sticker on it if it was anything after 97, so it's possibly this has been sitting for 24 years. See, the last one was 18, this may be 24, so we're in for a treat here. Let's go ahead and turn it on. 1, 2, 3. Oh, you know what? Let's. Kind of like the last video. I said 1, 2, 3, and then remembered something. So let me turn off the fan in case something pops. We'll hear it here. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, came right on. And we have a picture, just like the last one though. Contrast is too high. The rent is too damn high. And we're way high on our flyback, just like before, where it was set properly. If we took that resistor out, and it caused the heater voltage and screen to be too high. So let's get this adjusted properly and see what kind of image we get for a final here. Okay. Brightness down all the way. Contrast down all the way. Now you can really see the raster lines there. Yeah. Alright, so now let's turn our focus down until we lose our raster lines. Or I'm sorry, our screen pot. Until we lose our raster, roughly, let's go right there. Alright, now let's do brightness. We want our brightness to be roughly there. Contrast, that's not bad there. Do I have full focus range? That's all the way to the left. That's all the way to the right. That's about center. Yes, I would say that we are in business. That looks fantastic. Alright, let's see if we can adjust our width control here. Alright. Let's adjust our H position first. Center that bad boy up. I got dirty pots. Vertical size. Yikes, okay, that was way stretched out. Vertical position. Yeah. We'll call that good. Alright. And success. As we warm up here, the brightness is getting brighter, so we're going to adjust it back down a little bit because now we have some white in the background that we don't want. Right there. Okay, ladies and germs, I think we are successful. Let's cycle through here. We got RGB. I think we're going to need some caps though, because it is kind of squished at the top, but that may be the test pattern generator. That's why sometimes I don't like using it. I like to use a real PCB if I ever doubt the test pattern generator. But yeah, I think we're in business. So far we're 2 for 2 on these. I simply, as you can see, it runs and works just fine without this resistor mod. I don't know the idea and logic behind this. I'm going to have to do some research and see if anybody's ever seen this before. But obviously it works fine without it. I haven't, you know, of course, done a full 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hour run of the chassis without this installed. But it appears that all this is supposed to do is affect the level of screen output for the flyback and the focus. So I'm not sure what it's supposed to do, but it does obviously run without it. And let's readjust our H position here a little bit. That's better there. Yeah, I think we got some width issues with C38 because the image is not centered. It's centered, I'll say roughly there is where it's centered. I need to move that. Now I see why they had that horizontal centering jumper to the right, because you can see that now the image is centered in the screen, but I have a somewhat of a black bar on the right, not on the left. So it's possible we need to adjust that centering pin again. But if you look at the right side, the width of the squares is smaller than the squares on the left. Like for instance, this one here versus this one over here. This one over here is much wider. So I think we may have some linearity issues on the width, but I'm going to cap it first and see from there. But for the purposes of this video, it is working. The reflowing and the inspection and everything worked fine. And yeah, I'll say this is a successful repair, give or take. So let me get some caps ordered. I'll do a full cap kit on this. We'll set this aside. I'm not going to make a video on it, but I'll cap it and add it to the inventory. These are all going to be used as spares and replacements for monitors for the arcade, the business, because I got all these as a reserve. So if a monitor goes down at the business, I can just grab one of these, replace it, and fix the one that died at a later time on a video or something. So I have all these as a stockpile because we're about to upgrade our business and move into a bigger facility, maybe getting more games and things. So all this stuff is just being kept as a stockpile as spares for the business. So that if you ever wondered what I do with all these, they're being kept as spares and will be used to replace ones that go down for the machines we have on location at the business. So yeah, I got a K7400 and a U2000 and a G07 left to get to, and that'll round out this series of 5 chassis. But I also have some more chassis on the way from customers to get repaired, so those may be intertwined in with these other 3 that are left here to work on. So if you're interested, stay tuned, like, share, and subscribe. Hopefully you learned something, and we'll see you on the next video on the next repair series. So thanks very much.